Hey there, McAllister with Toasty DIY, and today I want to talk about 2XKO, Riot's new fighting game. As somebody who has a lot of experience playing Street Fighter, which is what I'm going to harken to whenever I need a comparison. So if you're a Street Fighter fan and you're interested in 2XKO, I'm going to use a lot of that same terminology. Apologies if you don't play Street Fighter, that's just kind of where my knowledge base comes from. I've played a little bit of Guilty Gear Strive, a little bit of Tekken, but never enough to find a main. I did play this 2XKO with Zach, the graphics designer for Toasty Bros, so we did a round together, a round against each other, and then I played a few rounds solo online just to get some footage because I have played at home already and tried it out. And I gotta say, I'm not a huge fan, but it's an alpha and that could always change. But let's talk about a little bit why. So the fighting games I grew up on were Smash Brothers, and then I just started playing Street Fighter. I probably have about 400 hours in that game, and I'm platinum in it. Nothing to write home about, just enjoy the game and have fun. So I thought some of my skills would be transferable to this, and I thought that because it has this tag system where you can play with a friend, it would result in me being able to anchor my teammates, my friends who want to play the game but maybe aren't so good. So when they're getting their butt stomped, I can tell them maybe, hey, that's a meaty and here's how you can beat it, or if you grab, this is a good frame move to use. And I thought that knowledge might be helpful for me to play with my friend because I can actively coach and play with them at the same time, so that way I can jump in and save them or win in a match where we might have lost if it was just them. Because I mean, there's plenty of times I watch my friends that are learning play and they're playing some Iron 3 guy who's doing just DI wake ups every time, and it's really obvious to me, just wake up and respond with a grab or DI them back. So to me, I'm like, oh, I could beat that guy for you, and it'd be nice, if there was a system where I could hop in and play with them and help them win and succeed earlier, so they're getting more of the dopamine. But I know these games take time to get into. I've done my fair share of losing, and I'm still losing today. And I know you need that to some point, but I thought this might be an easier way to intro friends into playing the game is I don't lose every time because I've got my friend carrying me. That is not the case. I'm definitely not able to carry, and let's talk a little bit about that. With the first mechanic that really bothered me and I didn't get, which I didn't think would be a big deal, was actually excited for, which is the tagging mechanic. I've never played a tag fighter. I can't say I'm very interested in tag fighters. The idea of having to beat more than one health bar and learn multiple characters makes me nervous. I don't really like that. I prefer just having one main. But I thought if I played together with Zach, then I play only one character in the tagging, it'd be fun. Well, we got in there and we couldn't find a simple way to get into a training together so we could practice the tagging mechanic together, because I can't tell who activates the tag. Is it the person who's not in the game or the person who's in the game? I didn't really get it. We kept trying to tag each other out, and it was really inconsistent. I'm tap, 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 tap. He would start tapping it, and then eventually I'd fly out, and I didn't know if it was me causing that or if it was him causing that. I did find out I could cause a little tag break for him, but when we were playing solo, the tag break mechanic, whatever that one is where they kind of pop out and stop the combo, didn't seem consistent, and it really bothered us because if I'm playing a fighting game, the one thing I feel is consistency. It's early on in Street Fighter, you learn about special cancelable moves, moves that you can cancel into a DI, drive rush, those sorts of things. And that's never fully explained. You kind of have to get online and look at things unless you go through the whole character guide and really dive deep into all the tutorials they have. But since this is an alpha, those weren't really clear up front. So there were many times where I'm caught in the middle of a combo and I was taught in the tutorial, break out of the combo with these two buttons. Trying, and failing, not working. What combos allow you to do it? How often can you do it? There was no kind of meter on screen or UI element to let me know it was failing, or that it was going like a little input sound, let me know hey, you're trying, but you can't right now. Like when you try to tag a teammate, but they're unavailable, you'll get the little red. It's hard to focus on that with all the flashing down below. But if they would have made you gray tinted, kind of like they do in Brawlhalla when you jump too much, they'll let you know you're exhausted, or Smash Brothers when you use the shield and you're falling, this obvious mechanic to say to both the enemy they're vulnerable and to yourself you're vulnerable. It would really help me a lot, so I don't take my eyes up to that top left just to see, because when I'm trying to do the tag break I couldn't figure out why. Now maybe watching the footage I'll see it's blinking again, but during those times I'm in the middle of a combo and I want out. So from there, let's move on to their pulse controls. These are the auto combo controls like Modern and Street Fighter. I didn't like the ones in this game as much because at least in Street Fighter you have the option to kind of choose not to do them. I don't know if that really works the same. I've not tried playing without them in 2XKO yet, but in Street Fighter it was very much you hold an assist button if you want auto combos. And this one, I'm tapping X and getting a 17 hit combo on Ari, and I've not played many games. I think the highest combo I've seen in Street Fighter is a 40 hit combo, except for the Guile crazy one that's a million hits. but a 40 hit combo is really rare. So you're usually only caught in maybe like 5-10 seconds of not being able to play at any given time. But it feels like in 2XKO, dude, you could be trapped in the air for what feels like an eternity. And if you get hit by a meaty on wake up, like there goes 20 seconds of your 120-second fight. I really didn't like that. I wasn't a big fan because I was trying to tag break and couldn't do it. And like Ari's is like a 17 hit combo, like I was saying, and it's not a slow one. Like you're watching every one of those hits come out, but she's only hitting I think like 5 X's in order to cause that to happen. And I just find that kind of wild. I don't know. Maybe this is scrub quotes, just new, not getting it, so I'm failing. Very likely the case. But I can't say as a new player it felt satisfying to be hit by that, knowing that they're just probably tapping one button. And when I would hit people with it, at first it was fun, and then it got really boring really fast. I was just like, wow, I'm just tapping X and hoping I hit. I couldn't really tell when they were out of neutral and whatnot. It's just hard for me with the art to get used to it. I'm used to Street Fighter's art, and I kind of know what a block looks like when you see that little pop-up. You'll see it in this game as well, where there's like a block, a little sliver there. And I didn't love it. Just didn't feel as satisfying when I was using the modern combos there. They didn't feel weighty or they're really hard. These people are kind of like very light and playful and saturated characters. So when you hit them, there doesn't feel to be that like crunch or impact that I like from Street Fighter. Moving on to the damage dealt, it felt really inconsistent to me. I feel like I do a combo one time. I do my light combo and I do like 20% damage after 17 hits, which, whatever. But then I would do a heavy combo and I would do 30% damage. And I'm like, I really didn't feel like it was worth the extra frames to throw an attack that's more likely going to miss just to get those extra frames, at least with the pulse combos. Usually in modern on Street Fighter, almost every light usually is in level 1, medium is level 2, and heavy is level 3 for a lot of the characters. They just kind of build in their supers to make it easier on you. I don't think that really happened on mine. I didn't feel like I was ever getting the auto supers out of it. I didn't really get the super bar, whether it was independent to me or for someone else. Probably just need to spend more time on that one for sure. I know the further down we get, the more scrub quote it is. But I don't know. I wanted to like it, so I guess I'm just disappointed that there's things that kind of confused me or didn't make sense. Because at least for Street Fighter felt natural. For Tekken, when I started that out, at least it made more sense to me. Like, here's a high, here's a low, here's a this, here's a that. In this game, all the attacks, the art makes it, what's the word you look for? Readability in a game where, like, I'm not telling you to paint every ledge yellow so I know I can climb it, but I feel like I'd like it to be a little bit more legible. Like, the only overhead that's super overhead is Brahms, like, running forward, leaning over his shield and punching down, and it takes forever to come out, but it's, like, clearly readable. You can see what's happening. Some of the attacks just don't make much sense, but I think if you didn't know about the lead characters, they make even less sense. Like Echo's little time ball hitting you, I understood after it hit me. I'm like, oh, it's slowing me down. Okay, because it's Echo and Echo's time powers. If you didn't know that about Echo and you couldn't tell from his design, the hourglass kind of vibe he has, you wouldn't know what's going on. Why when you get hit by him, you go slow. With Ari, it's clear she's a Magic Fox girl. And with Darius, it's clear like the bleed is giant axe. But some of these designs, I think they lean on you knowing League in order to understand that that's coming. But all in all, I'm going to play it more. Probably wait for the beta next time. See when there's more characters. Play somebody. Hopefully they'll release a character that I like. I really love the people that can go invisible. Twitch, Shaco. I really like Jax. Hopefully they'll release one that I like so that way I feel more grounded. And maybe I can find a buddy who will really hop in there and they'll make the getting into training mode easier when you're tagging with somebody. Because we couldn't figure out how to do that. We wanted to try practicing the different tag breaks to find out if we're just stupid or not. But we went into a thing and you could see us here failing to get on opposite sides of the same machine or get on the same side and have a dummy to fight on the other side. Yeah, all in all, I want to like it. I hope you didn't mind this video. This kind of makes me griping. I call this commiserating. I was sad. I want to like it, don't like it, and this is my thoughts on it. So if you have any thoughts on 2XKO, you liked it or didn't like it, leave it down below. If you have any recommendations for a scrub like me to get better at it, do let me know in the comments down below. Zach and I might take a swing at it again when it comes back out on beta. But otherwise, I appreciate you all for watching, and thank you. Peace.